Hey guys, and welcome to my final nursing school update, which is absolutely crazy to say. So I've been meaning to make this video a lot sooner than I'm actually making this video. 2 weeks from today, I graduate nursing school, which is crazy. But I just had so many things going on this summer, traveling to see Ty and planning a wedding and then everything I had to do for nursing school. This is the first time that I felt like I could sit down and update you guys and like really truly update you guys on everything that I've done this summer, this semester or whatever, and give a good final nursing school update for you guys. For this summer, it was a 10-week course, so like we were taking the same classes for 10 weeks because, you know, in summer in college you can take like a summer 1 and a summer 2 and like have different classes. Well, this is like one solid 10-week period of the same classes. So I was in 2 classes. I am in a 2-hour course that is safety and quality, so just a lot of things in like hospital generalization of safety things and quality things that go on in hospitals. And I have that lecture on Mondays from 1 to 4. Yeah, and I don't have any clinicals for that class. Now my other class is a 5-hour course and it is called Transitions and is literally transitioning you in from a nursing student to an actual registered nurse. And I have that class on Tuesdays from 9 to 12, and then that class did have clinicals. Now I am completely done with all of my clinicals that I'll ever have to do in nursing school. So for my safety and quality class, there was like online tests and a lot of group projects, you know, like working with health literacy levels, like, you know, being able to educate a patient, you know, in their terms, in terms that they're going to understand, because, you know, as nurses and as medical professionals, we don't necessarily sometimes realize that what we say doesn't translate or make any sense to our patients because they don't have the, you know, healthcare knowledge that we have. And so we were learning stuff like that. And it was a bunch of group projects and tests, and that class is actually the only class I have something left for. I have a final for that class the very last week of school, and so I'll take that final and then be done with that class. And yeah, so that's pretty much all that class is. Now my transitions class is the big mamma jamma of this semester. So I had 11 12-hour shifts in a clinical location of my choice. So before the semester started, our teacher asked us to pref 3 places that we wanted to be. So I prefed labor and delivery, nursery, and couplet care or postpartum. And so that's where my preferences were. Now she did require us to have like 2 to 3 med-surg-ish kind of days, but all of these days were 12-hour plus shifts. So pretty much you came on, you know, when the day shift nurses came on, and you left when the day shift nurses left. So we were required to be there at 6:30. So just because it hit 6:30 in the afternoon does not mean that we were able to go home. We had to wait, you know, give report to the night shift nurses and all that kind of stuff, and then we could leave. So there were days that there were multiple days that I had 13-hour-ish plus shifts. So I'll just kind of go week by week of what my clinicals were. So the very first week of school we didn't have clinicals, and then from there on out I had clinicals Thursday and Friday. So my first week I had pre-op on Thursday, which was actually really cool because it's a lot of like, you do the same thing for each patient. You know, you come in, you ask them these certain questions, you start their IV, you hang their fluid and antibiotics, and they go to surgery, and then you don't see them again. So it's kind of, I actually really liked it, and I got to practice and start a lot of IVs, which was awesome. So I was in pre-op, and then that Friday I was in the ER. And then again there I got to start a lot of IVs, and IVs have always been something that I struggled with, but I have really improved my skills this semester, which makes me super happy. I had an awesome nurse in the ER who taught me a lot of tricks and techniques that she used, and it really helped me out. And so yeah, she was an awesome teacher. It's so good when you have preceptors like that who are like excited that you're with them and willing to teach you, rather than you're like, oh, I have to have a student today, because there are those times. So I was in the ER that Friday, and it was great, and it was a long shift, but it was great, and it was busy, and yeah. So then the following week I had night shift, and we were required to do 2 night shifts this semester. So my 2 night shifts were in the nursery, the newborn nursery, like, you know, where healthy babies go, not like the NICU or anything like that. So I was on night shift in nursery, and I actually had 0 problems. Like, you guys know that I don't drink caffeine, and I didn't have to drink caffeine there. So Wednesday night I stayed up until going into like 4 a.m. on Thursday. So then I tried to sleep as much as I could Thursday during the day, and then I went into my shift at 6:30 Thursday night. So then I got off at like 7 o'clock-ish Friday morning, then slept all day Friday, got up, went to shift at 6:30 Friday night, and then got off at like 7 o'clock Saturday morning. So that's how my night shifts work. It is difficult sleeping during the day, like it really is. I had to like, even I have blackout curtains in my room and still light got in, so I still had to like try to cut out the light. I had to like warn my family and friends, like, do not call me, do not text me, because I'm trying to sleep. And it was just difficult just kind of switching that, and I had problems switching back. Even after just 2 night shifts, I had trouble switching back into like a normal sleep schedule. So it is kind of difficult, and so that's, and I like, you know, I'm like almost guaranteed to be working on nights when I get hired, and so it is going to kind of be definitely a learning adjustment and just an adjustment overall to kind of switch back and forth between night shifts and being a normal person, like being awake during the day. So, but my nursery shifts were awesome, and I had a great preceptor, and I really, really liked it. So the next week I was back to day shifts, and from here on out I'm back on day shifts, and I was on the pediatric floor, so I got PD patients. And then the next week I was on couplet care, and I fell in love. So then the next week I had 2 labor and delivery shifts, and then the following week I had my final clinical, and it was a labor and delivery shift as well. So all of my clinicals were awesome, and this semester really helped me just fall more in love with women and newborn. And you know, that's what from the beginning, that's what I wanted to do. I am so passionate about women's health, and I love it, and I love dealing with new mamas and just women's health in general and newborns and everything like that. That is where my heart is. That's where my heart was when I came into nursing school, and nursing school has just solidified that that is where I am meant to be. Now the crazy thing is though, I have always been super passionate about labor and delivery, and I definitely still am. I definitely still love labor and delivery, and I would love to be a labor and delivery nurse. However, I fell head over heels with mother-baby care, so couplet care, and I freaking loved it. I almost pray that that's the job that I get, because I loved it that much. And a lot of the time, postpartum and that kind of stuff is just not for people. Like, they're like, oh, that's like the worst job I can imagine, and I'm like, give it to me. I loved it. Oh my gosh. And it definitely kind of, this is something I've kind of thought about for a while now, but it definitely helped like say like, yes, this is what I want to do. After I've had a few years of experience in nursing, I am going to look into becoming a lactation consultant. And if you don't know what a lactation consultant is, it is pretty much a nurse who is certified basically in helping you breastfeed. So we are there to teach you how to breastfeed, to help you teach you different holds and different tricks and nipple shields and all of that kind of stuff. We are there to help you get that baby to latch, and so that you can have a successful breastfeeding journey and experience and be able to breastfeed your baby if that's what you want. And I love it. I love being able to help new mamas. And as a couplet care nurse or as a nursery nurse, you do help moms breastfeed. You help teach them and stuff like that, but a lactation consultant is there to just kind of help further that knowledge. And so so that's why I kind of want to be a couplet care or nursery nurse, because I want to be able to really be a part of that breastfeeding teaching and experience and everything like that. And that's kind of why I have set my future goals, you know, to continue my education to become a lactation consultant. So that's kind of where my journey is at this point. But like I said, I fell in love with postpartum and newborn nursery and couplet care, if you want to. So some hospitals have a separate postpartum and nursery. So there are nurses just for postpartum, so just for mama, and then there are nurses just for the newborn. So it's separate nurses. However, couplet care, it's the same nurse for mom and baby. So it just kind of depends at what hospital you work at. There's there's differences in both. So obviously when I had my nursery shift, I was at one hospital. When I had my couplet care shift, I was at a different hospital. But like I said, overall, I fell in love with postpartum. I fell in love with newborn nursery. I freaking absolutely head over heels love it. Like I said, I would still love to be a labor and delivery nurse, but I love mother-baby care, and I pray that that's where God opens the door for me. And so yeah, so that's kind of crazy. That's something new to learn about me. I mean, you guys knew that I loved women's health, but there's that. So as far as my clinical shifts went, they were awesome. I got really good at starting IVs and just learning more and more and more about women's health and caring for them and breastfeeding and all of that stuff. So I loved clinicals. So for my transitions class as well, we had a couple of things that we had to do. Like we had to do 500 practice questions to prepare for our HESI test. We had to do a group project called Build a Hospital. So there's quite a few of us in this group, and we are literally creating a hospital, and we decide where it is and our population and our units and all of this stuff that we provide, and it's really in depth. So we had that project as well. We had 2 tests in that class. We had a normal, like regular test, and then we had a final. Now the stuff that we're actually learning and lecture in that class is a lot about delegation and prioritization. So as RNs, we are able to delegate tasks to UAP, so unlicensed assistive personnel. We are able to delegate tasks to LVNs, licensed vocational nurses, or LPNs, either one, and then, you know, like patient care techs. But we have to understand that when we delegate those tasks, we have to know their scope of practice as well, because we can't delegate tasks to an LVN if that's not within her scope of practice, and that's actually me. And then also prioritization. So, you know, what are we doing first? When I walk into a patient's room, when I am a patient's nurse, what care should I prioritize over this or that or this or that? Or patients, you know, does this patient need prioritization over this patient right now, and what I need to do at that moment. So we learned a lot about that kind of stuff, and that's what our tests were over as well. So we had a normal test and a final in that class. So this is also the class where we learned a lot about, you know, getting jobs and resumes and all of that kind of stuff. Thankfully, with my previous bachelor's degree, I had a class where we had to like build a resume and do all of that kind of stuff. So I already had a resume. I just had to update it with all of my new certifications and, you know, education and volunteer and all of that kind of stuff. So I just had to update it. So I updated my resume. There's lots of online tools to help you guys with that kind of stuff if you are looking or needing help building a resume. And then also I had to create a cover letter and that kind of stuff as well. And then also getting letters of recommendations. All of my letters of recommendation are coming from my professors. You know, my class was only 27, 28 people, and so our professors know us. Like, they truly know us. It's not like my previous degree when I was in a class of 300 and you don't know my name, let alone what my face looks like. These professors actually do, and they know you. So that's who I got my letters of recommendation from for when I applied to jobs. And as far as grades go, I think that sums up a lot of just kind of what we were doing in that class and clinical shifts. Oh, we did have to have 4 teaching hours, and my teaching hours were I helped teach like literally medical students who started a week ago. I helped teach them how to take vital signs, which was awesome and kind of fun to see, like, you know, kind of remember where I started. I had known how to take vital signs just because of the high school I went to, but it was just fun to kind of be like, wow, like, you're gonna be doctors 4 years, but you're gonna be doctors. So I did that. So it necessarily wasn't a part of the class, but things that we had to do this semester as well. I had to take my jurisprudence exam. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of like test over the laws, like the board of nursing, you know, like what can you, like when should you report, and what about this and that, and like all of this stuff. It's literally required for nurses to take that test. So I had to take my jurisprudence exam, and I passed that, and so that was good to go. So we did already have to register to take the NCLEX for when I actually graduate. So I will graduate, and then my school will send to, you know, the board of nursing, like, hey, yes, she actually did graduate, and then they will send me the approval to actually register, like sign up to take my test. So I've already registered saying, yes, I'm graduating, I'm going to take my NCLEX, everything like that. So I've already like registered and paid for all of that. I just actually have to get the approval to sign up like for a specific date to go and take my NCLEX. So that is going good as well. So a big thing that was about this semester was we had to take our exit HESI exam. So different nursing programs have different tests that they use, and my nursing program uses HESI. So HESI is actually tests that are created by like this state or some, like by HESI. They're not created by my teachers. And so my teachers are, I think what basically how it goes is like my teachers send them the objectives that they want the test to cover, and then they create the test. So I had to take my exit HESI, and exit HESI is a test over every single thing you've learned in nursing school from the beginning to the end. So literally stuff, it covers stuff from pharmacology to pathophysiology, fundamentals, delegation, OB, peds, mental health, literally everything. It covers everything that you've learned in nursing school. It is a 160 question test with 10 pilot questions, so technically only 150 of these questions are actually graded, and you have to make an 850 or higher. So HESI is kind of like on that weird, like it goes like you can score above 1,000, so like this isn't true, I'm just saying. So like let's say an 850 correlated to a 90, that's kind of how that like works. I don't actually know what 850 correlates to because it's like different for every test, but there's that. So anyways, we had to make an 850 to pass the exit HESI. So we did have 3 attempts to take the exit HESI to be able to pass. And if you did not pass your exit HESI, you were not allowed to graduate. And so it's a big deal that you pass your test. So I ended up passing my test on the first attempt. I passed my exit HESI, which is crazy to just kind of think about because it means I passed a test over everything I've learned in the past 2 years on the first try. And so yeah, so once I passed my exit HESI, graduation was official and real to me. And so yeah, that was a very big accomplishment for me to do, and I'm so excited. Also this semester I had it is required by my program that you get ACLS certified. So that's Advanced Cardiac Life Support certified. It's basically like CPR intensified basically. So pretty much what it is I'm certified to be in a code. I know all the drugs to give, I know what order, I know the doses, all of that kind of stuff. So I am officially ACLS certified as of yesterday. We had our whole like long, it was literally an all-day thing where they taught us, and then we had to go through simulations and take a test and get certified and everything like that. So I'm officially ACLS certified. I did also have to update my CPR this summer as well because your CPR expires every 2 years. So I updated my CPR as well. So I am officially now BLS, ACLS, and NRP certified. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, as far as class and stuff goes, I really think that's it. So if you guys don't know, graduation is on August 11th, so 2 weeks from today. So I'm not sure when you'll be seeing this video actually, but on this day, it is 2 weeks from today, that I will be graduating with my Bachelors of Science in Nursing, and I will then take my NCLEX and I will become a BSN RN. So it's just crazy to think about. I'm like giddy about it. I remember being like, nursing school is not for me. Like, I am not smart enough to be here. I remember thinking like, is this even what I want to do? Maybe this is a mistake. You know, I remember being like, I remember crying and being like, I can't do this. Like, I'm not going to survive nursing school. And here I am 2 weeks out from graduation and I survived nursing school. So it is absolutely 100% one of the hardest things I have ever done in my entire life, and probably will be one of the hardest things I have ever done in my entire life. But I am so proud of myself, and I am excited that I got through it and I accomplished it, and I will be an RN and be able to care, hopefully, for all of these new mamas and again mamas and babies and everything. So if you're just beginning nursing school or you're where I am, I promise you can get through it, and it's so rewarding. So I know I'll probably get questions about how I am going to study for the NCLEX. So just to kind of give you an idea, my program has like a 98 or a 99% first time pass rate of the NCLEX. So that's saying like 99% of our students that graduate from my program pass the NCLEX on their first attempt. and so, which is awesome, which is already pretty good. But I did register for the Hearst review, and so there's lots of different reviews out there. I think there's Pearson review, and there's all of these different reviews that you can attend or take online and stuff like that to prepare you to take your NCLEX. So we actually had a guy from Hearst come and talk to my cohort about the Hearst review and everything like that, so we were able to sign up, and they will be actually coming to our school, and so we will have a 3-day like intense review course. So I graduate on a Friday, and the Hearst review is that following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's from like 8 to 4:30 or something like that. So it's a pretty intense review for the NCLEX, but I think Hearst also has like a 98 or a 99% pass rate, which means people who took their review, like 99% of them passed the NCLEX on their first attempt. So I just want to give you a heads up, if you are looking into doing the Hearst review, it is expensive. But in my opinion, I would rather pay that much money to get a good review in and take my NCLEX once. I do not want to have to take my licensing exam more than once, and so I am willing to pay the money to get a very, very good, thorough review in so I can pass my NCLEX on the first attempt. So that is how I will be studying for my NCLEX. I will be taking the Hearst review, and then also with the Hearst review, I think we have access to like 1,000 practice questions online. So after I do my intense 3-day review, I will just be using the practice questions to prepare me up until the day that I actually take my NCLEX. So once I get the approval from, you know, the board or whatever that I can sign up to take my NCLEX, I am going to be signing up as soon as possible because I want to take my NCLEX as soon as possible after I graduate so that I can get licensed and be an official RN. So that's how I will be studying for the NCLEX, and that's pretty much the only thing that I will be doing. I will be going to the review and using the materials that they give me and the practice questions online. So as far as jobs go, if you haven't watched my previous update or you guys don't know, so originally my plan was to not get a job until January, just because I am planning a wedding and I get married in November, and most residencies for the fall actually start like beginning of October. So I didn't want to be that new employee that was like, oh, hire me, but I'm gonna need all of these days off. And I wanted to look responsible, and I feel like that doesn't make a very good first impression. But then I started thinking about it, and then I was like, you know what, whatever. I think I really am just gonna go ahead and get a job because I just really want to get on the floor and start working and being a nurse. So then I started looking into to jobs, and it's kind of funny, so it's kind of like a sign. There are 2 main hospitals that I really want to work at in this specific area. One of them is hiring for the fall, but they don't say what units they're hiring for. You just pretty much generally apply. Like, you preference units, but you just generally apply. They don't have like specific job openings. Now the other hospital that I would really like to work at in the area is not hiring for the fall cohort. So they are only hiring for starting in January. So their job openings, I think, open in October, and so the residency, the new grad residency, wouldn't start until January. So instead of putting all of my eggs in one basket and only applying to one hospital where I really don't know where they're looking to hire into, I decided that this was a sign that I needed to wait, and so I am going to be waiting to apply, and I won't be like actually starting a job, like actually working or in my residency, until the end of December, beginning of January. So that is the plan. I feel like that was kind of a sign from God saying, either saying, whoa, your stress meter is going to blow if you do this, or saying, be patient, I'm trying to open this door for you for this job, so that, like I said, that hopefully I can work in women's and newborn, you know, as a women and newborn nurse. So my plan was to go ahead and get a job, and now I am not getting a real license, like real RN job until the spring, you know, until January or whatever. So there's that. I will be working this fall, so it's not like I'm just gonna be like, no job, do whatever. I will actually be working and having a job, so I'm not gonna be like crazy or anything like that. I need money, and I won't be in school, so it'll be awesome. So I'll actually have time for a job and not be super stressed out. So yeah, that is my plan as far as jobs go. So yeah, I think that's all I have to update you guys. And there will be no more like actual nursing school updates beyond this point. If I do update you guys at all, it'll probably be about like when I get a job or something like that. I think I am going to try to vlog on my graduation day, but we'll see how that goes. And so yeah, this is my final nursing school update. For all of you who have followed me through this entire journey from applying and getting in to the awfulness of pharmacology to everything, thank you guys so, I'm gonna get teary-eyed. Thank you guys so much for always being there and always just, I don't know, I'm emotional. Just for always supporting me and loving me, and you guys literally have been so supportive through this whole thing. Oh, Kathryn! And I just, from the bottom of my heart, I really truly honestly appreciate all of your guys' love and support as I went through this time in my life to become an RN. And so yeah, I'm legit crying. So anyways guys, like I said, thanks for watching, and yeah, for all of you starting your nursing journey, whether that's starting into school or starting into your job, good luck, and I love you, and it's worth it, and it's amazing, and it's so rewarding. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Love ya.